What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Patty C's Point Podcast. I know, right? It's been August of 2020 was the last time that I did one. A year and change. And shoot. The world we live in now, what's happened the last year and change? My lord. But we're still here, we're still healthy. Hope y'all doing okay. Hope y'all family is doing okay. Hope y'all ready for the holiday season. It's the holiday season. Is that a hit? Uh, Hope everybody's ready for the. Did you get your Christmas shopping done yet? Have you even started? Ha! I do online shopping. I know people are gonna get mad at me by saying that, but I give Bezos all the money. Groupon and Bezos, bring it to my door. There's too many variables out there in the real world, especially nowadays. People are crazy, man. It's a scary world to live in. It's a scary world to live in. Last time that I did the podcast, I was warning everybody about bears and white women. Now, I haven't heard too much about bears, but I think you guys finally got the message on the other one. Glad you're listening. Glad it's finally being reciprocated. How you doing? What's going on? I missed you guys. Did you miss me? Of course not, because I get no views, so nobody knew where I was going. But that's fine. It's not humbling. It's just hurts a little bit. I want to start off with a quick tribute, I guess. I don't know. Not a tribute, but it's been a long time since I did the podcast. I want to talk about Norm Macdonald real quick. I just want to open it up to start talking about Norm. I never saw the movie Dirty Work, which apparently is a classic movie. I believe it has Artie Lang in it, and I'm not a big Artie Lang guy. He just, as you can imagine, anybody who knows me knows I'm not a Adult Swim, Howard Stern type of guy. It's just not my cup of tea. But I never saw Dirty Work, but I did see the movie Screwed. And it was him and Young Chappelle. And a quiet, at this point in time, Danny DeVito. So, like, the Twins movie had come out a while ago, and What's the Worst That Could Happen, I think, was it was him and Martin Lawrence, I think it was. They did a movie together, and it didn't really do too well. So Danny DeVito wasn't really popping, especially not like he is now with Always Sunny. But I just want to give a quick shout out to Norm Macdonald, someone who gave me a lot of laughs, and that's why I do the podcast, is to try and make other people laugh. And I know I will never be as funny as Norm Macdonald, but I did have the privilege of seeing him at the Wilbur, I believe it was 3 years ago, maybe a little bit less. I'm not sure. So I just want to say, rest in peace, Norm. What a great guy. What a great comedian. What a funny person. He was someone that when you would start to watch Norm Macdonald, I'm not gonna say special because you had to pay attention to get the jokes, but when you would just see a clip come up on whatever social media thing that you use, you got excited. When you saw Norm come up and you go, oh, and you got admit it, you got excited. You knew that you were going to get a laugh there, and that's someone that I'm really going to miss. And I feel very. I don't like to. I don't know. I'm not an NFL draft pick, so I don't like to say blessed, but I feel blessed to have seen Norm Macdonald live. And it was cool watching him because it was, he was working through new material. Like you saw him like doing that thing where he would scratch his chin. He would go back to his notebook sometimes, and it was just cool. It was cool to watch him work out new material. And like I said, it's been a long time since I did a podcast. I wanted to talk about him, and I just wanted to say that I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss Norm Macdonald. That guy made me laugh a lot. And I also want to talk about somebody else who passed away. And I don't know his name. Excuse me, I got to take a little sip of Gatorade there. Been a long time since I did the podcast. I'm getting the dry mouth already. There was an actor who passed away who most people remember from, I believe it was The Sandlot. He was the guy who comes in the dream. He's like, heroes live forever, but legends never die. And I just want to say that I'm really going to miss that man because he played in one episode of Boy Meets World someone who knew Sean Hunter's dad and was buddies with Sean Hunter's dad. And Sean was on this. Nobody cares about this. Sean was going to find himself, and turns out that he knew his dad, and that was a thing. But more importantly, the man was in a movie called Man of the House, which most people will think is a Tommy Lee Jones movie, which it was. But before that movie was another movie called Man of the House, and it was Chevy Chase and the lovely Farrah Fawcett. And Jonathan Taylor Thomas, old JTT there, was the son, and there was some drama between Farrah and the first husband, and then Chevy comes in, and it doesn't work out too well. But the man from the Sandlot movie was in that movie, and he was very rigid and very strict, and he would always go, point of order. And you've heard me say, point of order, a few times in my day. So Norm MacDonald and the guy whose name I don't know. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the podcast. It's your boy, Patty C. Lost you already. 6 minutes in. Son of a bitch. Anyway, this episode is sponsored by Hardinger's Haberdashery. Be sure to stop by Hardinger's Haberdashery this holiday season. Hardinger's takes pride in fitting you with the finest clothing and accessories this side of I-95. With extended hours this month for your shopping convenience. Hardinger's Haberdashery. You'll heart Hardinger's. I hope you're still there. You don't want to mess with me. You know what I mean? I'm very dangerous. I'm a white boy with a podcast. All right?
Oh.
Anyway, I want to talk about college. Hey, shots fired. I want to talk about college football. I've never talked about college football on the podcast. I want to talk about college football. A lot of crazy things have happened today in college football. Or not just today, yes, today, but in recent days and weeks, college football is crazy right now. So I'm going to start with Lincoln Riley, and I'm not going to go over the details. But Lincoln Riley was the coach at Oklahoma, and he left there, and he went to USC to become the head coach there. USC paid $500,000 above asking price per house for the houses that he owned in Oklahoma. They bought him a house in California, and I don't know how much the contract is worth, but the dude, it's like $100 million plus. And holy shit. I mean, you leave the job, they buy you houses, they get you a new house, they give you all. I mean, college football is crazy, and I got to be honest, I don't watch it anymore because it's too hard to pay attention to. The uniforms are always different, and I never know who's playing, and I don't know when it all went downhill, but I can't get into college ball anymore. And I'm going to say that it all started with Oregon when they started getting they had 18 different uniforms for a 12-game schedule. I feel like they would change uniforms at halftime. It was like the Mighty Ducks and Mighty Ducks 2. They just, too many uniforms. And then there's all these conference realignments, and I have no idea who's in what division. There's something called the Power Five, which I think is the 5 biggest conferences. I'm not sure. And now they have this thing called the transfer portal. And I don't really know what that is. All I know is if you don't want to go there anymore, you can just be like, yeah, I'm out. And then you can just go wherever you want. Now, I'm not sure if that affects your eligibility. Like, remember back in the day, you had a red shirt for a year. If you transferred, you lost a year of eligibility. I don't remember exactly how it worked, but the transfer portal is a very interesting thing. And it kind of really just, in a nutshell, explains the society that we live in today, where it's just, if you don't like something, you can just piss and moan your way somewhere else. And I'm not sure exactly what the term for this is. I wrote UNI and NMI money. It's where you get the money for, being yourself. James, do you know what that's called? When you get paid for just being you, you use like, you're you now. So like you can do an Instagram and get money. I thought it was mine. What's the term? It's something image. Something
Self-promotion?
no.
Sponsorship?
Anyway, you can get paid now for like being you. Like you can get sponsors.
Yeah.
And
Or influencer. It could be like an
no. There's a term for it. Image likeness. Image likeness. All right, it's something you guys know what I'm talking about. And college football is just so different from when I was growing up and watching it. So like I grew up. I'm 38, so like Notre Dame's my team, and it's because I'm an Irish. It's because I'm an Irish Catholic from Boston. I didn't go there. I don't know any. Well, I know a couple people who went there, but I have no affiliations to the school or at all. But if you're just a white Irish guy from Boston, you root for Notre Dame. You buy the hats and you root for the team. That's just how it goes. So when I was growing up, Lou Holtz was the coach, and I think they won a national title in '91 or 1990. I don't know. So that was what 30 years ago. So I was 8 or 7 or 8 years old when it happened, and then I remember Tyrone. You guys remember Tyrone Willingham was the coach? I believe he coached at Stanford. And I think I'm pretty sure he was the first African American head coach in the history of Notre Dame. And he had a couple good seasons. I like Tyrone Willingham. And then we had Charlie Weiss, the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, and he was motherfucking people up and down the sidelines at Notre Dame. And they were like, oh. They were terrified. Just the bouncing belly and motherfuckers as far as the eye could see. Charlie Weiss was the shit. I missed him. And then I think his quarterback was Brady Quinn. And Brady Quinn was the infamous guy, the first draft pick whore. Where he was supposed to be like a top 5 pick, and the blonde chick was at the table with them, and he slid all the way down to number 20 something. He ended up going to Cleveland, and then who knows what happened to the girl. But college football, man, it's crazy. It's just so different from how I remember watching it. And now they have the football playoff, and well, we all knew this. We all knew this. What I was really going to get to was Brian Kelly. So Notre Dame. What happened today, James, with the scores? Notre Dame had a chance of being in the college football playoff. So Notre Dame's season is over. Baylor beat Oklahoma State. Okay, so Oklahoma State was number 5 and USC is number 6. Alabama beat Georgia. I fucking knew that Alabama was going to beat Georgia. I absolutely knew it. I had to press pause, so I forgot where I left off. But I know it was Brian Kelly. So Brian Kelly, you've all seen it. The guy. Oh wait, the college scores. That's what I was doing. I'm not unlock this phone. Unlock that phone for me. All right. So there we go. Okay, ready? So this is live. I don't know what happened. Fuck! Cincinnati won. Son of a bitch. I think that ruins it. So Cincinnati was ranked number 3, and they're Notre Dame's only loss. And that was early in the year. And I checked out on Notre Dame right after that happened. I'm like, you're going to lose to fucking Cincinnati, but they got a quarterback who I guess is a beast. Desmond Ritter. So he's a cool name. So it looks like a cool guy. I don't know about the hair. I haven't seen his hair. I hope he has cool hair. And then, of course, Alabama fucking smoked Georgia. And I knew that was going to happen. I wrote it down. Georgia sucks. It's written down right now. Undefeated, number 1 all season, smoked by Bama, roll tide. I wrote this at like 1 o'clock. The game started at 4. I knew that they were going to fucking choke. Georgia sucks. I love Richard Seymour, but Georgia sucks. Brian Kelly. Let's get to it. You've all seen the video. The guy quits Notre Dame, goes down to LSU, gets the job there. All of a sudden, the guy has a fucking Southern accent. I moved down here with my family to the state of Louisiana. And it's like, do you realize who the coach of LSU was that you're replacing? It's Ed Ogeron. The guy sounds like the fucking special teams coach from Waterboy. I'm gonna play the football. I'm gonna play the football real well. I'm a choke. Fuck. I'm gonna play football. Football play. Leave that in.
All the way, make it.
Fuck. Hey, don't you run? Go Tigers. This guy goes down there and fakes a southern accent, which is ridiculous because I have a little bit of a southern accent myself that I use from time to time. You can ask my cousin Jessica, because every once in a while you go down to the south, and I looked up over on the Pooter there that brown cow's going down to LSU, and I said, well, that just tickles my fancy. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ, and amen, we pray. And it's just, this guy is a fucking, college football sucks. They fake accents. They have transfer portals. Everybody's got 8 fucking uniforms. They change it every quarter. It's too much. I don't like it. And then there's playoffs, and it's fixed. We all know it's fixed. It's college football. The NCAA is the most corrupt organization after nationwide health insurance. It's them. It's them. They might as well be a government-run operation. They're disgusting. This podcast sucks. I'm talking about college football. Nobody cares at all whatsoever. So let's wrap it up. Wrap it up. You know, I think I got an idea. Maybe we could call somebody. We're gonna call Jimmy Jam for a sports report. He's not gonna pick up. If there's one thing this kid does not want to talk to me about, it's college football. He knows why I'm calling it. He has no interest in this. Oh, bless his heart. What a sweet kid. Jimmy Jam, I hope you're listening, man. I miss you, buddy. I'm going to call you for a sports report soon. College football, I talked about it. You know what? Since we're recording, let's talk baseball. Okay, that's the podcast. Thanks for everybody tuning in, and please like and subscribe to the podcast. I'm sick of working. I want to be an island boy, and stay tuned for what could potentially be a party episode. What? That's right, a party episode. You just wait for it. It could be coming to a podcast near you.